So hi guys, I'm just wanted to do a kind of durability test update, whatever you want to know about, review about living with the Vkar Bison. Da-da-da-da. That's just the top version 3, of course. Now, obviously normal problems with the Vkar Bison. Wait, I'll just pick it up. The suspension arm. Let's try and get it so you can sort of see. Put light on it. There we go. See, I've actually got this one out at the moment, so I'm just about to repair it. I'll explain that in the video later. These pin arms, they break. That's mainly the main problem with the thing. And then I explain later on in the video. I'll just show you, okay, the little nuts and bolts come undone, and that's basically the main problem with it. Otherwise, I haven't had any major problem apart from I have stripped the steering servo, swapped that out as well. That's the biggest thing that I've done. I stripped it out because basically I put it on too much. I just the ratio was on too much. It was going up against the servo saver, and stripped out the gearing. It was done. So I just swapped that out with a 20 kilo servo, probably a bit overrated for it, but it drives a lot better and it's lovely now. And I've just made sure that my ratings aren't just turned up too much, because the servo goes too far and is just pushing up constantly when you're on full lock, and you've got no servo saver. Then it's stretched all that out, and you're going to break your servo. But basically, the main thing is with the pin arms is or the pin rods is I just bought from Amazon here for I think €8, 4 or 5 lengths of 3mm stainless steel rod, and that is just much better. It's much stronger. So I think that even compared to the old Bisons, like the version 1 and version 2, the rods are just a lower quality, and they're brittle. They snap. They don't really bend. I haven't had one bend. I've had the first time I did it, I actually just found a nail that was 3mm, and I cut that out and cut that to the length. Grinded it up a bit because it was a bit too thick, and that bent. But I haven't had any of them that came with it bend. They've all snapped. So I bought this. I cut this to length. If you're going out bashing or something like that, I recommend just cutting a few of those rods, to the length. Take those out, because you're probably going to break one, unless you put a bigger bumper on it. And apparently that kind of smooths out that problem a bit, and it stops that. So yeah, recommend getting a bumper for it from T-Bone Bumpers or something like that. I think they actually make one for the Vkar Bison, or it might be named something else, because there's obviously here in Germany the Vkar Bison is another car, rebranded, or Vkar Bison is rebranded. In America it's another car. Don't know in England whether they actually have a rebranded version. So yeah, just do that. That's what I recommend, having those rods in your workshop and cutting those out. I'll go a bit more into detail of the problems later on in the video, and at the end of the video I'm going to explain a bit about the transmitter, because this one is a old Dumbo or Dolbo or whatever radio that comes with the Vkar, the version 3. It could change any minute, but at the moment that's what it comes with. It is a very good radio. It's 6-channel, and no, it's not 6-channel, it's 4-channel. They do a 6-channel version, and it's got a function on it called I think V channel or something like that, or whatever. It's basically for driving tanks, and I'm going to just show you how the little problem with that right at the end of the video. So thank you very much for the probably 3 people that are going to watch this video. I hope it helps. If you do get the Bison, I do recommend the Bison. I think it's a great way to start in the hobby, because you're going to learn a lot. And yeah, thank you very much. Right then, so this is my Vkar Bison. Now, I'm going to go straight and just kind of show you the classic problem, but you know, you can see how to repair that online. And you know, as you can see, just last night this happened. Suspension out of the way. You know, these things just break out as per normal. They're the rubber bushes that hold the pin in. They're broken. It's a bit annoying. I can't get them from Banggood or GearBest at the moment. They don't seem to have them in stock, and now they've just completely disappeared. So I'm hoping they're going to come back. Same on the other side. And if you get some light on it, here you can see that bolt here that holds this arm in place. I'm just moving it now. It just came loose. So that's just yeah, just moving around. So basically a bit of Loctite on that. When I put it back together, put the old arm in, which is absolutely fine. I do cut the arms. You know, this, as you can see here, that's the 3mm rod that I bought from Amazon for like €5, and I bought 5 lengths of that. You know, it's enough. It's going to last me years. I get about 40 of them out of that. So yeah, I do cut them a little bit longer. The rod, you know, cut the rods a little bit longer, so they sit a bit further in the plates there, and then screw them on. But obviously, don't make sure that they're not too long. But that this bit doesn't, you know, the front plate doesn't, you know, it's got to sit flush onto the body, you know. So that's basically the main problem that I've had after the whole time that I've had it. And as I think I said before, it is, I do think that the quality of the rods that they put in, you know, they might have skimped out a bit on that, and they're not as strong as the old ones. So you know, if you buy the version 3, that is definitely going to be a problem, because I mean, Kevin, I saw his video, Kevin Tubbalt, or whatever, I don't know how you say his last name, but obviously big guy on YouTube for RC. He didn't actually break that, even though he drove it really, he caned it. He did bend, you know, the support arms here, he bent those, which I've done as well, a little bit, but no way to the extent that he did. But I don't bash it the way he does, because obviously he seems to have a lot more money to do that. So I'm surprised he didn't actually break those, but he drive bloody well, I have to say. So yeah, and he didn't roll it over on the wheels, which I think that's the problem. I have seen on a review that getting a bigger bumper on there does save them a bit, you know, so that might be an idea. You can get them from T-Bone. I think they actually make one for the Vkar Bison. If not, you can actually get, at the moment, from GearBest, you can get a bigger bumper for it that goes straight on. You know, from what I understand, like just saying, a lot of people are asking about the ECU here. Is it ECU? I think it is. It is basically a remade Hobby Wing. It's made by someone else. It's just rebranded, but it does take 4S. It does go like a rocket. Wouldn't do it with these tyres though, because they're going to blow out, and that's it. So basically, you know, that is the main problem, is these things. The other problem is lots of little nuts coming out, you know, that you'll probably learn, you know, these nuts that they do, they're nylon nuts, they're, you know, like locking nuts. Obviously, if you do take one out, you do have to replace it. It will come undone otherwise. So you have to replace those, but you can just go to a hardware store. Where I live in Germany, the hardware store's got like a pick a mix, you know, where you can just choose all your bolts and stuff like that. You weigh them up, and it costs like 5 cents. You can buy a whole box of them, or if you want. That's what I usually do, because I like having them there. And you know, they're just, I think they're 3mm nuts, nylon nuts, and I think one costs about 2 cents. So you know, yeah, you're going to need things like that if you're going to be repairing it, because you know, if I take that out, I'm going to ruin the nylon inside, and so it should be like a normal nut and it'll come undone again. So you know, always, if you're going to do that, replace that, then you're not going to have a problem. If you do replace anything now that I'm obviously learning, you know, is put a bit of Loctite or something on it, and it's not going to come out on the nuts. I've replaced, as you can see, that one, suspension swing arm. I haven't replaced that one, it hasn't come out undone yet. The back one I have also replaced. I've also broken off the spoiler there. I smacked a tree, probably not full speed, but you know, flipped it and then kind of landed on it wrong, and it broke off. I have actually glued one bit back together, and I'll just I'll do that with a 2-part glue when it starts raining or something and I can't drive, and just put that back on, and I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. But you know, all in all, I love this car. You know, it drives great. It drives really good now that I put that servo in. You know, it steers a lot better. It is going to break if you drive it, if you're bashing it. It's going to break, you know. It's the way it is. It's part of the hobby. And that's why I kind of love this car. You know, there is the Cheetah out there from JLB that is stronger. It is more durable. It does have its own problems as well. But you also got other, you know, with the JLB Cheetah, just to let you know. I mean, I would buy the Cheetah as well, so don't turn around and say that I'm saying that that's the worst car. I'll just say that it's just, you know, you've got a load of other problems. So this is built well. That I'll get a bit more light on it. It's built well that everything is sealed here. Look, you're not going to get any stones in it. It comes with a net that goes over it. That the Cheetah, you don't get that, you know. But here on the Cheetah, as far as I remember, my brother-in-law's got the Cheetah. You know, the cogs are all open. That means that any grit or anything like that, it's going to work in on the. Look, I've got a stone in there. Working on the oil or the grease that it's got there, and it's going to wear them down. If you get anything, a bigger stone in it, because it hasn't got a net. I mean, he's made up a net for it now, but it's still, it will get a stone in there. It will lock all your drive. You have to get that out. You have to take it, not take it all apart, but just take the thing off while you're out there, get that out, and then you can drive again. So, you know, there's other problems. It's probably not as fast, I'd say, as the Cheetah, the normal Cheetah. Definitely not as the Speed 3. But it handles better, I would say, than the Cheetah. A lot better. They say it does 110 kilometers an hour. It definitely doesn't do that straight out of the box. You definitely probably have to put a new pinion in it and a 4S in it. But you know, if you're going to play around with 4Ss, just don't do it with these tires. You'd have to get a quality tire on it. You know, it's they will just blow out. But you don't need that. Why do you need to go 110 kilometers an hour? You just don't need it. It's got plenty of speed. It's plenty of fun. It's got plenty of torque on it. It's great. It's just those pins. It's a bit of a design fault. Hopefully, the next version that they bring out, they will concentrate a bit more on that, and we won't be breaking so many of those. But all in all, I love this car. It's great fun. It's a great way to get into the hobby, because you're going to learn a lot about cars if you're going to bash it and break it, and you just find your way. That's the all part of it. I love that. I love building these cars from kits. I've always loved that. I've built gliders as well. I built cars. I'm building a boat at the moment, a sailing boat, you know, which is also, it's all part of the learning process, and I absolutely love it. So I would recommend it. For the price, it's absolutely brilliant. I think they've just skimped out, you know, to keep the cost, because, you know, that thing is a huge cost. That thing is a huge cost, and just to keep the rest of the cost down and meet their budget, they've kind of used, you know, the nuts and bolts and stuff like that, and you just use cheaper metal and stuff like that. It's not going to be a huge amount of effort for us to just update those things, and you get to know the car and you get to love it. So I'm going to get ahead and fix this, because I want to drive it today. Batteries are all charged, and take that one out. I think that one needs a bit of a juice up, and I'm going to go bashing. So it's always worked. I've always repaired it in the matter of about 10 minutes, and I love this car. So I would recommend to buy it. It's a great great car for the price. you've got the money, I'd recommend going and get a Traxxas. I have not got the money for that, but I have got the money for this, and I am actually very happy with it. So thank you. So onto the receiver. Now this is it's a Dunborg basically that comes with the V3, and what it's got is it's got a mode on it that's like a V channel mode, I think it's called, or something like that, and basically it's for driving tanks. And like normally I've got it in the car mode right now. I turn it on and I've got a nice blue LED. But if you've got a red LED, that means that it's in the tank mode, the V mode. So, just to let you know, if it is there, if you want to change it, I'm going to put it into the tank mode now. You turn it off, you got a switch there. You put your trigger all the way back in like reverse, what would be reverse, and turn it on. Now you've got a flashing LED. Now put your trigger here all the way down, and you get solid red LED, and that means it's in basically, if you try and drive your car now in this mode with a red LED, it's going to be like your car is possessed by an evil demon and not doing what it wants, because basically what it's trying to do is mix two servos, so that when you're driving a tank, I think that you go forward and it's going to go forward, and you steer it and it's going to brake on one side and it's going to go faster on the other side. Obviously with your car like that, it's going to be just like it's possessed by a demon. I've had that, because it's done that. So basically what you do, if you got it on the red mode, you do exactly the same to put it back. Turn it off, put your trigger all the way, if you can see that, all the way to in reverse, turn it on, you get another flashing LED, then back into full throttle, and off, and now it's got a lovely blue LED now, and that's the right mode to be driving your car in. So little thing on that. Also, I noticed that one of the other guys, he when he did the unboxing, the lights. Wait, let me just check. The lights are in channel 6. Actually says on here channel 4, but it's on the receiver channel 6. You push that. This one here is on the side. You see the light comes on. That means your lights are on. That turns your lights on. Push it again, your lights are off. That's in channel 6. If you want them always on, just put them in another channel that's free. Obviously not 1 and 2. And they'll be on all the time. So I'd say that's actually a really good receiver that comes with it. It is, the quality is, it hasn't got a nice kind of rubber thing on the side, but you don't really notice that. And if you find you're slipping, just put a rubber band around it. Come on. It is a very good radio. It is like there's no lag in it whatsoever. You put it on, you got your power straight away. So it's a really good radio. It does go far. I've had the car like, I'd say about almost 800 meters away. It still worked. I haven't gone out of range ever. So yeah, thank you very much.